Now, Swalwell, of course, as we all know, faced massive pressure to resign from his seat amid a flurry of sexual assault allegations. And even though Swalwell denied those allegations, officials who may, frankly, not agree on the direction of the party or the message or on every policy issue, they considered these allegations serious enough to pretty universally push to show Swalwell the exit. Now, compare that to how it has gone for Republican Congressman Corey Mills, because he's been running for re-election in Florida's 7th congressional district tonight. And despite the fact that he is being investigated by the House Ethics Committee, investigated for allegations that he assaulted a former girlfriend and allegations of stolen valor for obtaining a Bronze Star on false pretenses, as well as allegations of financial misconduct. And it's not just that. Last month, MS Now broke the news that he is now also being investigated by this current Justice Department. Of course, Mills denies all allegations of wrongdoing. But my point is this. Unlike Eric Swalwell, Corey Mills has not been pressured to resign his seat, to drop out of the race, none of that. President Trump even endorsed him in February. After most of those allegations, I would note, were already public. And while Trump has been, well, relatively quiet about that endorsement since then, Mills has been dining out on it. I mean, those are his signs. You can see them on the screen. Corey Mills, Trump endorsed. So how much did Trump's endorsement help the scandal-plagued Corey Mills tonight? Well, not much, it seems. Corey Mills went down and was defeated tonight, according to the AP's projection, losing to his Republican challenger, Ryan Elijah. But it's really important to remember that it was not the Republican Party that did that. It wasn't Republican leadership. It wasn't Donald Trump, certainly not. It wasn't Mike Johnson. It wasn't any of them. It was the voters. And believe it or not, I will tell you, that is not even the wildest race in Florida tonight. Because on the other side of the state, in Florida's 19th congressional district, things are even crazier. I mean, in that race, there are 10 candidates, almost all of them Trump loyalists. 2 of them are convicted felons. I know I am not making that detail up. And guess what? Both of them were pardoned by President Trump, of course. Now, the first of those two is this guy, the guy in the sunglasses here. You can see him right there. There he goes. John Strand. This is him at the front of the crowd on January 6th, pushing past Capitol police officers to get into the Capitol. Now, in case that video isn't clear enough, after leaving the Capitol, Strand literally texted someone saying, quote, "We stormed the Capitol. It was insane." And Strand is not running from his involvement in January 6th. He insists he is innocent, but he's not hiding his felony conviction. He is running on it. He's been running on it through this campaign, believe it or not. It is basically has been his pitch for why Florida's 19th district Republican should vote for him.
I'm John Strand, patriot for Congress, the J6 hostage who went to prison on principle so that you don't have to.
So there's that. That's real. His other major credential is that he is a, quote, international underwear model. Thankfully, we don't have time to get into that. Thank God. The other convicted felon who was pardoned by Trump running in Florida's 19th district is former New York Congressman Chris Collins. And you may remember this guy because he resigned from Congress in 2019 and pleaded guilty to insider trading and lying to the FBI. Now, Trump pardoned him a year later, and Collins was trying to win the Republican primary in Florida's 19th district by playing up just how good his relationship is with Donald Trump.
I'm Chris Collins, the original Trump conservative, and I approve this message.
Congressman Chris Collins, the first person in the United States Congress to endorse Donald Trump.
Chris Collins, right from the beginning, he said Trump is going to win. Now I love him.
The OG Trump conservative, everyone. Now, the best part of that ad is that he is running like that, as I just showed you. That's how he ran in this race. And he did not have Trump's endorsement. And neither did this guy, former North Carolina Congressman Madison Cawthorn, who also was running in Florida's 19th district. And you remember that a few years ago, Cawthorn faced his own allegations of sexually aggressive behavior from multiple women. Cawthorn denied those allegations, but ended up losing his seat to none other than Chuck Edwards, who just ended his own campaign for Congress this month after he faced his own sexual harassment allegations, which he also denied. What a grand old party indeed. You cannot make it up. So out of the 10 candidates who were vying for the Republican seat in Florida's 19th district, who ended up landing the coveted Trump endorsement? This woman. Her name is Catalina Loff, and she was trying to win Florida's 19th district by saying that she was actually the most Trump-aligned of them all.
My name is Catalina Loff, and this is Adam Kinzinger, a weak-kneed establishment Republican who cares more about his next MSNBC appearance than the voters who elected him. Not grounded in our home of Illinois.
Oh, wait. Sorry. That was actually from Loff's campaign for Congress in Illinois a few years ago. And hey, listen, it's easy to get it mixed up. She has different hair color, I think, now. But other than that, I mean, because Loff has run unsuccessfully for Congress in Illinois twice. And now she is parachuted into Florida to run for Congress there. And amazingly, she was not the only person in that race that just moved to Florida, but she is probably the one who is the most known for that particular fact, because she was recently caught on tape not knowing much at all about the district that she is trying to represent.
Do you know the mayor of Bonita?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I actually don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. Which precinct do you live in?
I actually moved from, so I was originally at 305 in Naples.
Do you know the name of your school board member for your single district?
No.
Do you know the name of the 2 at-large school board members?
No.
Kind of the sort of thing you want to study up on, just a little one-pager if you're going to run in that district. But after getting caught on tape like that, how much good did Trump's endorsement actually do in that race? Well, once again, didn't seem to help that much, because Catalina Loff lost tonight to Jim Schwartzel. And while Mr. Schwartzel may not have had Trump's endorsement, he certainly ran a, let's call it, Trump Central campaign.
Trump Country 93.7 is making country great again in Southwest Florida.
Meet Jim Schwartzel, a patriot, conservative, successful businessman, and founder of Trump Country Radio.
Trump Country 93.7.
Because Southwest Florida is Trump Country.
Founder of Trump Country Radio. Okay, if you will just indulge me just for a little bit more. There was one more absolutely bonkers race that happened in Florida today, because the Republican primary race in Florida's 6th congressional district between the controversial far-right conservative Congressman Randy Fine and the controversial Instagram influencer Dan Bilzerian. And if you're unfamiliar with Mr. Bilzerian, don't worry, I was a little bit too. But he is sort of a manosphere-style Instagram influencer known for posting about his lavish lifestyle, his high-stakes poker games, and more than anything being known for constantly being surrounded by lots of scantily clad women. We literally could not show you all of the photos we found of this guy. He was running an almost unbelievably anti-Semitic campaign against Randy Fine, using AI-generated images to portray some of the most reprehensible anti-Semitic tropes imaginable. One of his ads even features an AI version of Hitler, while a voiceover questions whether we should, quote, revisit that Austrian painter's opinions. Just completely disgusting, repulsive stuff. What makes it all the more amazing is that Congressman Randy Fine is one of the most Islamophobic members of Congress, saying earlier this year that we as a society need, quote, more Islamophobia, not less. So it was sort of a battle between Islamophobia and anti-Semitism and all just things in Florida's 6th district tonight. Again, what a grand old party. Congressman Fine won that race tonight, which, although it is not surprising, is still quite telling. And he won that race despite having a whole new scandal just today. Because earlier today, this home security camera video was released, appearing to show Fine looking through a voter's mailbox while canvassing. And while that is not illegal, it is certainly really weird. And what makes it even weirder is that tonight, Congressman Fine is suggesting the video may not be real, even though his office had already confirmed to TMZ that it was indeed him in that actual video.
I don't even know that it's real. I certainly don't remember doing that, and I don't even know that the video is real.
So you don't think it's real, that it's legitimate doorbell?
I don't remember doing anything like that. I don't know why I would have. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Amazingly, that is not even the most important story about mail and Florida's elections today, because that would be this story. Yet again, President Trump has voted by mail. That's right. After years of jumping up and down, shouting about how voting by mail is somehow cheating, Trump did it again. This is, in fact, his third time voting by mail, just in Florida. So if you have anyone in your life who has drunken Trump's vote by mail Kool-Aid, anyone who thinks it is somehow fraud, please show them that Trump himself does it. He's done it actually 3 times.